Hi, I'm Joseph Hoffman, and this is part 2 of my 3-part series on Clementi's Sonatina in C major, Opus 36, number 3, first movement. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at the B section. Let's get started by checking out the score. The B section of this movement begins here in measure 27, and don't forget you can get your own copy of this sheet music from the Hoffman Academy website. And I highly recommend you having your own copy to work from because we're going to write in the beat, just like we did last time. You'll notice this rhythmic pattern is the same pattern we had at the beginning, but now we are arpeggiating up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to write in the counts for, let's say, measures 27 through the end of this page. Pause if you'd like a chance to try that on your own first. All right, here's the subdivided beat written in. I just am using a 1 and an 8th note subdivision most of the time and only bringing in the 16th note subdivisions, 1E and a 2E and a, when I need it for 16th note patterns. If you'd like to try tapping this rhythm while you count the beat on your own first, you can always pause. Otherwise, let's try it together. I'll count one empty measure and then let's clap or tap this rhythm while you count the subdivided beat out loud. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and a. The only thing I want to point out here is this 1E is the time it takes for this 8th note. 8th note takes 2 16th notes. That's why I wrote this 1E, and then the and-a comes on the second half of the beat. 1E and a, 1E and a. So be careful of that. It's not a stream of 16th notes like we had here. So watch out. When you have one beam, it's an 8th note, double beams for 16th notes. If you need more practice with that rhythm, you can always pause. Otherwise, next I'd like you to pause the video and on your own learn the right hand and left hand alone, beginning in measure 27, the start of our B section, up to measure 35 of the next page. Try that on your own, watching the notes, rhythms, fingerings, all the details, just hands alone for today, and you'll put it hands together later. Learn that on your own, then we'll check it out together. Let's do a playthrough of measures 27 through 35. You're welcome to try playing along with me, or you can just listen and check and see if you learned it correctly. I'll go at a slower practice tempo. I'll count one measure, and then we'll start at measure 27. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... A little louder. Forte. Diminuendo, gradually getting softer. Pianissimo. Now, if that matched what you were practicing and playing, great job. If you heard anything that you need to fix, feel free to pause and work on that. Otherwise, let's take a look at this next section. Starting in measure 36, what do you notice? You should notice this is the same theme we had at the opening in the A section. We're returning to the A theme, but what's different? Before, we were up here, now we are down an octave. So Clementi has put this main theme down an octave, but this should look very familiar. Now, whenever you see something repeat in music, you always have to be careful. As I've said so many times, sometimes a composer will change things up. So be careful and look ahead. Let's look over at measure 40. So far, this looks the same, still the same, but then here we get something different. So this will be new material to learn. Clementi is doing something a little bit different starting here in measure 42. So now, on your own, I'd like you to pause the video and try to learn measures 36 up through measure 48, right hand alone, left hand alone. Pay attention to what's similar or even the exact same as the A section, but maybe down an octave, and where things get different. Learn this on your own, and then we'll check it out together. Okay, here's a playthrough of measures 36 through 48. Again, you can play along with me or just listen. Here's one measure, and then we'll start at a slower practice tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And note, the dynamics are very important to make this really exciting. This is the loudest we'll get in the entire piece. We crescendo starting in measure 43, and there's this really slow, exciting build up to the fortissimo in measure 45, and then starting in measure 46, we get this diminuendo. So it's still strong, getting softer, 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 softest, down to a piano. Now, if that matched what you played when you were learning it, great job. If you noticed anything you need to fix or work on, feel free to pause. Otherwise, let's go on to the next section. Now, you'll notice here, remember when we had a dolce section in the A section in our previous lesson? Well, we have another dolce, and the melody sounds the same, but we're starting on a different key. Remember before, we were here in this kind of G major place, and now we have this C major triad in the left hand, broken chord. So these patterns will feel very similar, but now in a different key. So watch out for what's similar, what's different to what we had in our last lesson, but pause and learn from measure 49 all the way to the end, right hand alone, left hand alone, and then we'll check it out together. Okay, let's do a little playthrough and talk through of this last page, starting in measure 49. I will count one empty measure and then we'll start. You can play along with me to challenge yourself or just listen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Piano, no crescendo. How did you do learning it on your own? If what you played matched what I played, great job. Of course, always pause if you need to work on fixing anything. Don't forget, in places like measure 52, 1 and 2 E and A. That 16th rest you see here in measure 52 goes so quickly, and you've got to be ready to just jump right in there. 1 and 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1 and 2 E and A, 3. 1 and 2 E and A, 3. 1 and 2 E and A. Those 16th notes come quickly. 1 and 2 E and A, 3. So make sure you're precise with those rhythms whenever you see that. As you are practicing this on your own this week, I highly encourage you to work in short sections as you're learning. Short section could just be one measure or even just 4 chords in one measure. Work in short sections and then gradually link those sections together. This piece is long enough. If you start at the beginning every time you practice, you'll be wasting a lot of time on the sections you already know. So skip to the places that are challenging for you, which is usually the new parts you're learning, and just practice that in a short section until you feel confident. Just repeat, 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 and then gradually expand. Do hands alone at first, and then when you put hands together, you're going to have to slow it way down. Also, remember to count the subdivided beat. Counting can help you stay steady, or use a metronome, and then the metronome can help keep the beat steady for you. But I find when I'm first learning a piece, the metronome is a big distraction, and I'm not ready for the metronome, so that's when counting can be helpful when you're first learning something. Then, when you feel pretty confident, bring in the metronome, set a slow, steady tempo, build good habits from the start, including fingerings, dynamics, articulations. If you don't include those things from the start, you start to build a habit, and then that will just take you extra time later to fix. I hope you enjoyed getting started learning the B section of the first movement of Sonatina in C by Clementi. Happy practicing, and see you next time.